Uni-Trade Stadium for the 2018 Palomino World Series. I'll be calling your game tonight. My name is Kendall Duncan. Along with me here is Coach Mario Garcia. We'll be calling the game here for Chinese Taipei versus the Los Angeles, California MLB Youth Academy. Both of these teams are coming in with identical records of 3-0. Los Angeles on Friday night took on Mount Pleasanton, Central Michigan, beating them by a score of 3-0. On Saturday, they took out Mexico 8-3, and on Sunday, they took out the home team Laredo 9-0. Chinese Taipei comes in also with that 3-0 record. They took out San Antonio on Friday 13-0, Youngstown 10-0 on Saturday, and on Sunday, the only team to score a run against Chinese Taipei was Puerto Rico at a score of 7-1, so they did not 10-run rule. That's the only team they didn't 10-run rule over here over the weekend. So far, some of the stats, the Los Angeles Major League Baseball Academy, they've brought in 20 runs over the weekend. They've had one home run. Their batting average overall is a 408 with their slugging percentage of .535. They're pitching with an ERA overall of 1.125. They've given up 15 hits, 3 runs allowed, 9 walks, and 11 strikeouts. On the opposite side now, Chinese Taipei comes in with 30 runs scored over the weekend, 0 home runs. They have a batting average of .425 and a slugging percentage of .625. So far, their pitching has been outstanding. Their ERA overall is a .412. They've given up 9 hits, 1 run, 3 walks with 9 strikeouts. Now, Coach, you've got to see both of these teams over the week. What do you think going into today's game?
Well, I haven't seen Los Angeles play. I got to see Taiwan play a couple of games, and very impressed. Very disciplined at the plate. Defensively, they're sound, and they make the routine play. And this should be one really, really good game. Looking forward to today's game.
All right, well, here we go. Looks like Los Angeles is the home team today, with Chinese Taipei batting first as a visiting team as we're getting ready to start the 2018 Pony League World Series. This is the Palomino 18 and under. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, the Outlet Shops of Laredo, Playmore Family Entertainment Center, the City of Laredo, Andy's Air, Pearson Whitworth, Borchers and Morales, Rudy's Barbecue, Rotex, Advanced Spine Solutions, Tots the Teens, Stat Emergency Center, Andy's Mobility, Liquid Studios, A-Rod Construction, Linedecker Construction, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, Carlos A. Canales CPA, and of course, Blue Top Digital Reprographics, and John 316. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's ball game between Chinese Taipei and Los Angeles, California.
At bat is number 10, Jiang Kun-yu.
First up to bat for Chinese Taipei is Chang Kun-yu, number 10. And that's the first pitch of the ball game. That was a called ball. And that ball's hit into shallow right field. Second baseman's underneath it. Looks like he has no problem handling that one for the first out of the ball game. Coach, what do you think their strategy is coming in tonight after seeing what Chinese Taipei has done to everybody else? What do you think LA's thinking about doing tonight?
Just the times that I've seen Taiwan play, they put men on base and they'll try and bunt them over early in the game. And the thing that Los Angeles needs to do is just throw strikes and just play defense. You know, it's a simple game. You know, you don't have to, there's no magic potion or anything to make you better. The kid that's throwing for Los Angeles, It's working quick, just like your defense likes the pitcher to do, and he's throwing a lot of strikes. So here we go.
Saying that right now, we have 2 balls and 1 strike right now on the batter, Ho Yi Lung, number 9. Has a nice hit, hard ball over to the first baseman. First baseman handles it for out number 2. As Mario did say, pitcher is working fast today. They want to get in and out. I think if you keep Taiwan off their guard, so to speak, and keep them guessing on what's going on, especially with the speed of that pitch, the speed that he's pitching, I should say.
What's the name of the pitcher?
That is a ball number 1 to number 4. That's a swing and a miss. That's a nice fastball he's got going there off the pitcher. Up to bat is number 4, Lin Ching Kai. That is a foul ball for strike number 2. He's got a 1-2 pitch working against him right now with 2 outs, nobody on. And a swing and a miss for strike number 3. That retires the side. 1-2-3 for Los Angeles on that inning, getting them out of the hot Laredo sun.
Great job by the pitcher. He seems to be throwing probably mid to low 80s with a little curveball, and he's throwing it over for strikes. So that kept the Taiwanese a little bit off balance.
And I think that might be their goal for tonight, is to keep them off balance. They don't get into that rhythm that they've had with everybody else. Because from what I've heard and seen on this Taiwan team, once they get going, they are hard to stop.
They can hit the ball really well. Very disciplined at the plate.
We'll stick around as we get up to the second half of the first inning. Sit back, relax, and you have a little bit of time to get yourself a drink. Here we go.
At bat is number 1, Jordan Koo.
Leading off, number 1, Jordan Koo. Strike 1. First pitch for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. A little high, go 1-1.
All right, so we got a 1-1 count here on Jordan Kuth. He's the shortstop for Los Angeles right now. That's a
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That is a strike number 2. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck for Los Angeles will be Jaylene White, the second baseman. There's a nice hit ball over to the first baseman. Taps it over to the pitcher, and he is out at first base. Real close play on that one. Looks like he caught the first baseman cheating just a little bit, but the first baseman was able to get there and for the first out of the bottom half of the first. Next up will be number 11, the second baseman, Jaylene White.
Number 11, Jalen White.
He takes the first pitch strike. Looks like he swings at one in the dirt for strike number 2. Looks like both pitchers so far are kind of keeping the opponents unbalanced a little bit with their different pitches that they're throwing at them here today. That's a little high for ball number 1. Thank you, Aussie LA Flame, for cheering for the Los Angeles team on our YouTube site there. Welcome to the game there, Oz. And that's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. And that ball was a little down in the dirt also, and he went chasing for it. All right, here we go. Coming up, we got the number 3, James Espelin from Los Angeles. James Espelin, excuse me, my pronunciations there. There's a swing and a miss on the first pitch there. It'd be interesting to find out how fast this pitcher from Taiwan is pitching. What do you think, Coach?
I would, very compatible to the kid is throwing from LA, about mid-80s to low 80s, but a lot of strikes both sides. And that's the name of the game. Just pitch to contact and let your defense work.
That's strike number 2 right there. Looks like that was about an 85-mile-an-hour pitch you got on that one right there. So you got a good eye there, Coach. There's a nice hit ball, but it does go foul down the third base line. Still an 0-2 count on James. As we're sitting here waiting, it is a nice afternoon here in Laredo. It's after 7 o'clock, so I'm pretty sure the temperatures have already gone down below 100, but we do have a nice breeze coming out right now. That's a ball 1 in the dirt.
Great baseball weather. You as a coach, you love to play in the heat, especially for the pitchers, because when that cold weather comes in, it's really tough on the arms from the pitcher, especially the tournaments that we start early in the high school season.
There's a nice hit ball right back up the middle. Looks like LA has their first base runner of the day.
2 outs. Huh?
Yeah, we got 2 outs, runner on first base. Brings up the first baseman, number 17, Sean Lugo.
Let's see if LA can get a little 2-out rally going.
Yeah, they do have that runner in scoring position. Looks like the defense has shifted over a little bit over towards the left field side. So if Mr. Lugo plays his cards right, he might be able to find himself a big opening over there on the right field side. Of course, the first baseman's holding the runner back. That's a called strike number 1 on Mr. Lugo. I was talking with the Chinese Taipan interpreter earlier, and as he came upstairs for the announcements, there's a hit over to the first baseman, a little dribbler, and the first baseman handles it. They call that foul ball.
I believe the ball hit the batter on the foot and came out, went toward the first baseman.
I don't know.
I believe that's what they called.
That could probably be the only explanation right now, is that it did hit the batter. Good eye, Coach. Yeah, I was talking to the interpreter from Chinese Taipan earlier. I said, hey, how are you doing today? His only words to me were, hot, very hot. It's a hot day for him today here. Where Mr. Lugo had the right idea. He's looking at that gap between first and second base. Nice cut, but he does take it foul down the third base line. Still 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. For the Pony League World Series, Palomino World Series, Chinese Taipei taking on Los Angeles MLB Academy out of California. Now the pitcher's getting his signs. Yep, throws it back towards first base, holding him honest. Looks like Cole Kitchen, number 30, has a fan here on our page. I get a go LA, go Cole Kitchen. Thank you very much for listening to us, guys. Here we go. Pitcher's back on the mound, and there's the windup at the pitch. High foul ball behind home plate. Mr. Lugo is holding in there.
Great at bat by Sean, fouling off some pitches and being able to watch, or see most of his kids' pitches. So he's probably seen all of his array of pitching. So he's ready to go.
He's gone through about six or seven balls already, if I'm not mistaken. So he has seen a lot of his pitches already. That's right, Coach. And there's the windup. Oh, swing and a miss for strike number 3. And the runner was going on that one. It looks like it could have been a hit and run situation, but that's it. So there was minimal damage done. There was no runs. There was 1 hit. So 1 base runner left on for LA. At the end of 1 complete inning of play, your score is still 0-0. Los Angeles 0, Chinese Taipei 0. And we do have a Go Taiwan here on our chat page here. Thanks a lot for listening in. And we have a Go LA, Sean Bellandino. Number 22, we're not sure that they were talking about the famous Michael Jordan or maybe LeBron James moving to LA now. But I think it's for Sean, not for those other guys. Good big shout out to Cole's grandma and grandpa in California listening in. Thanks a lot, guys, for listening into the game. Sorry you couldn't make the trip down this way, but thank y'all for listening in. It looks like Cole has a big following here. He's got about 3 or 4 messages already here.
I can translate his name.
And we have a let's get it done LA, number 4 Soto. Put Aaron in. Come on, the game just started. Jordan is the best. All right. All right, guys. Well, back on the mound for LA is number 30, Cole Kitchen, who's blowing up our page here right now, Mr. Kitchen. If I could go down and tell him his grandparents are listening to him, I'm sure he'd want to do an outstanding job for them. Now back to the action. We have number 5 for Chinese Taipei, Liu Jianheng. It's a hard hit ball over to left field, but it is a fly out for out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out. Great job by Mr. Kitchen.
1 pitch, 1 out, exactly. And I think that's what they're looking for, to get in and get out as fast as they can and keep Chinese Taipei's defense out there. Next up to bat is number 2, the second baseman, Taipei Feng. Looks at a called first strike on that one. Has a hard hit ball to the second baseman. The second baseman gets down and covers it up. Oh, it looks like an error and throw.
Great job by the second baseman. Just was off balance to make a good throw. They will award the runner second base. I think it hit a dead ball area there.
Yeah, it looks like it stopped right before it went into the dugout. So that's an error on the throw. It was an excellent stop, like you said, Coach. He stretched out for it and right past the dirt line. Threw it off balance, and it kind of went a little too far out. So now that advances the Chinese Taipei runner over to second base, and with one out. And now they're going to start playing small ball more than likely. Next up is the third baseman, number 6, Wang Fo Swan. Edwin Soto, the update right now is still 0-0. Chinese Taipei in the second inning with the one out with a runner in scoring position at second base. That is a ball one on Mr. Wang. Runner's taking a comfortable lead off of second base. There's a nice hit ball over to the second baseman. Gets in front of it, throws out for the second out there to first base, but it does advance the runner over to third base. So now they have that runner, I believe it is 90 feet in scoring position, Coach? Next up to bat is number 8, Ko Wang Yi. He hits a popper. It looks like it's coming over to the third baseman. And that's going to end the inning for Chinese Taipei. They got pretty close on that one there. They had a runner advance on an error. And then they had a sacrifice over to third base. But LA came out and was able to take care of them there. What do you think, Coach?
Again, my hat's off to Mr. Kitchen there. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and kids are playing well behind him. Just a little errant throw by the second baseman, but what a great job of getting to the ball. So we're in for a good ball game.
Yeah, so far I believe there was one hit. Well, that wasn't a hit. They called it an error, so there was no hit for Taiwan in that top half of the inning. So as the one hit there, or the error throw to first base, it advanced him over to second on the dead ball. And then they had the sacrifice and moved him over to third, but they already had 2 outs after that one. And it was just a quick pop fly over to the third baseman to end the inning.
Yeah, the official scorekeeper hasn't put anything up on that. They haven't put the error or the hit, but if it was for me, I would have given him a hit and an error on the throw. But to credit the kid hustling down the line, I think he deserves a hit. And of course, the error will be on the throw.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, Coach. That was a nice hit and the error on the throw. But credit to the second baseman though, also for stretching out on that one. I mean, he really saved what could possibly been, to second base without the error, or maybe even third base if it got past the right fielder on that one. So we are in for a wonderful game here today. It's the bottom of the second inning. Still the score is 0-0. See if we can get back to some of the other posts here. Had a nice job, Cole. Jordan Koo is good. I am his biggest fan. All right. Yeah, so far there's no scoring going on. Up next is number 19 for LA. He is a designated hitter. That's James Williams. That's a called first strike there on Mr. Williams. Looks like Chinese Taipei is in their regular defensive stance out there, no shifting as of yet. Pitcher is pitching from the stretch. That's a called strike number 2 down on the corner again. good control of those pitches. What do you think, Coach?
Both pitchers are doing really well. They're getting that first pitch for a strike. That's the best pitch in baseball. First pitch for a strike, and then you keep the hitters guessing.
And there's a little chopper over the third baseman. He gets in front of it. Oh, a little high, but it looks like he got the tag in.
Great job by the first baseman. Third baseman kind of waited on that ball a little bit, so he had to hurry up to throw, but the first baseman did a really good job coming off the bag and applying the tag.
Now you're looking at something like, those are probably fundamentals they learned back when they were in maybe Little League, or maybe their coaches hammered in them over and over again. How long did you coach for, Mario?
I started coaching high school baseball since 1985 at United High School here in Laredo, and then went over to Laredo Alexander, and now I'm presently at one of the private schools, or the private school here in Laredo, St. Augustine. Still at it.
That's number 12, Steve Bermudez. He takes a first pitch foul ball. So I have a great partner with me today, Coach Mario Garcia. He's been coaching for 30 some odd years now. Yeah, so he knows the game, so I'm real fortunate to have somebody with his expertise here with me today.
Thank you.
He's very humble. He doesn't like to take praise like that. Looks like that is the ball number 1 there for Steve. It's a 1-1. There it is. All right. Yeah, I know we had some requests to put the score up on the feed. There it is. We had a little technical difficulty, but there's your score there on the feed now. So it's 0-0 still in the bottom of the second. We got 2 balls on the batter, Steve Bermudez.
Who was the one that was asking for the score? Edwin?
I think Edwin, if you were asking for the score, there it is, brother. It's up on there for you.
Now you got to send me the LeBron James jersey.
That was a nice hit ball between the second and third baseman there. Shortstop picks it up. I'm sorry, between the shortstop and second baseman. Shortstop picks it up for a nice play over to first base. Beautiful. Watch that replay there. That is nice. Out number 2 now for LA. You're quite welcome there, and don't forget the LeBron James jersey for Mario Garcia. He uses about a large, if I'm not mistaken. Next up is number 16, Jonathan Robinson. Mr. Robinson is the center fielder. He had a strike number 1 on Jonathan. So we got 2 outs right now in the bottom half of the second inning. There's the pitch. Yeah, it looks like it's a called strike number 2. They're kind of sitting there waiting for those pitches to come in on them. Yeah, here he is. His pitcher's getting the signal. He got the signal. Here we go. Here's the windup. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike number 3, and that's the end of the second inning.
Both pitchers are very impressive. They're getting up there, getting the ball, getting on the hump, and throwing. And it keeps your defense on its toes and in and out. Really, like yesterday I came to watch Taiwan and Puerto Rico play. It was a 7-inning game. They played it in under 2 hours, and it's amazing to see, how well coached and disciplined that these kids are on, hustling in and out, throwing a lot of strikes, and showing a lot of sportsmanship. I'm very impressed with both teams. Really, the whole tournament that's been going on. Great thanks to the Pony League. I had the pleasure of having my son play in the Pony League several years ago. They went all the way in 2011, went to Pennsylvania to play in the 14U and were able to defeat Taiwan for the championship and brought home the championship to Laredo. And been around the Little Leagues and the Pony Leagues here, very impressive, and you should be very proud of these kids, on both sides.
Yeah, that's a good segment there, Coach. The Pony League Palomino World Series, it's the first time that it's in 18 years that it's left California. It is now here in Laredo, Texas. The first year that we're here in Laredo. Actually, it's the first year in Texas overall. It's been in California for 18 years. The Laredo Pony was able to put on a fast pitch for the softball about 3 weeks ago, and then we were able to bring down the Palomino World Series. So we thank the National Pony League for having, or International Pony League for having faith in Laredo to bring it down here. And I believe over the weekend has been one great tournament all weekend long. Next up to bat is the designated hitter, number 11, Lin Chi Wei. Puts a nice one right back up the middle. Mr. Kitchens had to bow down a little bit there before he wouldn't get hit by the ball. So that's the first runner on today for Chinese Taipei in this top half of the third inning.
You know, Mr. Kitchens around the plate, already the Taiwan coach told the kid, you know what, he's around the plate, don't take any pitches, just go after him. And it looks like they're going to bunt him over. That's what they've been doing all weekend.
That's number 8, Chin. I'm sorry, number 7. Number 7, Yin Ku Chin is up to bat. And just like we were saying earlier, Chinese Taipei likes to play the small ball, and looks like that's what they're doing right now to bring him over. I think that was a little ill-advised there. I think he should have pulled back on that one instead of taking the strike.
And they're showing that they're going to put the bunt down. They want to see what the defense is going to do. If that third baseman crashes too quick or too close, they're capable of bringing that back and just slashing. So they need to be very careful on that.
And that's a good observation on that. I've seen it before where they just bounce it over. Oh, it looks like Kitchen's going to the second baseman.
Forced play at second.
There was a forced play at second. That bunt was right back up to the pitcher, to Mr. Kitchen there. He was able to turn around and get it over to the second baseman to take the lead runner out for the first out of the ball game here for the first out in the third inning. So they took the lead runner out. They still got a runner on first base. I think that bunt just didn't go where he wanted it to go.
No, as a coach, you tell the kid not to bunt it right back at the pitcher. And then a kid like Mr. Calder, he is a very good athlete, and turned around and didn't even think about throwing. He just threw it. Shortstop made a good play to get it out of the dirt.
And next up was number 10, Chang Ku Yu, and he flies it out to right field for the second out of the ball game. Now we're already back up to the top half of the batting order for Chinese Taipei, so they've already seen Mr. Kitchen once. Next up will be number 9, Ho Yi Lung. Now we do have a runner on first base. He's taking a decent lead there, but they are holding him back. There's the windup. Oh, Mr. Coe's going to first base with it. That was a close call there, but the runner did get back in time.
You got the leadoff hitter here, so you never know what they're going to do with the runner at first. They might do a hit and run, or they might have a straight steal. And, if worst case scenarios get thrown out and you have the leadoff batter coming up. I believe they got hit by pitch.
He was hit by a pitch. It looks like it just barely nicked him, but he got hit. So now we got 2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position at second base.
First and second, 2 outs.
First and second with 2 outs here at the top half of the third inning. Number 4 is up to bat, Lin Ching Kai. He's got runners on first and second with 2 outs. There's a windup. He takes a high one. It looks like it's coming in. The shortstop gets called off by the left fielder, and that ends the inning. Minimal damage there done. There was 2 runners left on base for Chinese Taipei. And kept them out of the scoring column there. So I think that's what LA wanted to do. I'm sure the coach is going to sit down with Mr. Cole right now, and they're going to go over some strategy with the defense and the rest of the ball team there, because I don't think they want to let this Chinese Taipei team get rolling.
We're playing here in Laredo, and we have a beautiful stadium. Wish some of you guys could come over here. And there's an outstanding stadium that we have here in our city. It's a home to the Tecolotes, or the Tecos, which is a Mexican league team that we share with our border city of Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. And what do you mean by that we share? Well, they come down and play a series in town, and they have a 4-game series. They'll play 2 in Laredo, and they'll play 2 in Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. So it's comparable to a 3A classification. If you're comparing them to the major leagues, they're 3A. Many future major leaguers. And this also houses some of the high schools, local high schools here in town, but beautiful venue here that we've had for several years. We had another team called the Laredo Lemurs, which was an independent professional team that was here in Laredo for about 3 or 4 years.
Now, we've had several people from Laredo that have actually made it to the major leagues, if I'm not mistaken, correct, Coach? And I believe one is still in the major leagues. He's coaching now with the Cincinnati Reds organization. I think that's Freddie Benavides.
First base coach.
He is the first base coach for the Cincinnati Reds. So Laredo has a deep history in baseball also. Here we go. We got number 22 up to bat, Sean Ballandino, the right fielder for LA. He takes that first pitch, fouled it back to the net there. Again, we'd like to thank everybody listening in on today's ball game. As Coach said, we are here in Laredo, Texas, at Uni-Trade Stadium. It is a beautiful, beautiful facility that was built, I guess, about 7 years ago, give or take. Very, very nice facilities. Alex, so we got a 1-1 count. Yeah, this facility is used for our local university, Texas A&M International University. They play some games here, some UIL baseball games here. The rivalry games between the high schools is played here also because it is a larger stadium to fit more people. I think it holds about 6,000 if I'm not mistaken. Right now we got a 2-1 count on Mr. Blandolino. And thank you to everybody out there that was able to come out and be with us today. We have some representatives from Chinese Taipei out here with us, some representatives from California out here with us. And it looks like some of the teams have stuck around to finish watching the rest of the series here. I believe Mexico is still around here.
Ball in the dirt. That'll make it
Full count.
full count.
That's a full count for Sean.
We'll get the pronunciation right.
I do apologize for the mispronunciation of his name. I do apologize. That's a foul ball down the left field side through the third base.
Sean is having a long at bat, so we're going to get that name right.
That's Sean Blandino. That's a nice hit ball by Sean over to the left fielder. Left fielder's backing up close to the warning track, but he brings it in for the first out of the inning. That was a nice hit ball by Sean. He took him real deep. He was probably about 5 or 6 steps short of the warning track there in left field.
Great at bat by Sean. Great job.
At bat is number 13, Jalen Park.
Next up, the bat is number 13, Jalen Parks. Jalen is the catcher for tonight's ball game for LA. That's a called ball on that one. 1-0. That's a 79 mile an hour pitch. And Jalen takes it over to the right field. Right fielder's coming in, waves off the second baseman for out number 2.
We have a radar here for the pitchers, but they just told us that it's 5 to maybe 7 miles an hour slower. So we'll try and keep you posted on that.
Next up to bat for LA is number 1, Jordan Koo. But as Coach was saying earlier, they're throwing in the mid-80s, give or take. So we'll call everything the mid-80s. Jordan sends one down the left field line. Fair ball. Looks like he's going for 2. He's trying to take second base. There's a throw. Oh, not in time. Not in time on that one. That was a mighty close play. And the manager's coming out for Chinese Taipei. As you watch the replay there, here comes the ball coming in. There's the pitch. Left fielder picks up the ball. Nice hit ball over to left field. Beautiful throw to second base. Slowing it down there for you. Let's see what happens here. There's a catch. He's coming in. Looks like there's the tag right there. That's where the manager came out for Chinese Taipei to go ahead and, looks like he might be protesting that one.
That was an awesome throw by the left fielder, and a great job of hustling by the batter. Bang, bang play, but umpires are 5 feet away. Umpires have been doing a great job all weekend. Hats off to them.
That's very true. We can't come in and badmouth the umpires. That was a very close play, and as I was told long ago, tie goes to the runner. Next up, number 11, Jalen White. Got a runner in scoring position at second base with 2 outs. Ooh, a swing and a miss for Mr. White. I think he's thinking too much about that runner at second base, trying to bring him around.
That's what he did last. They're going to keep throwing him.
Yeah, last at bat, he was chasing those pitches in the dirt. So I think they've already kind of have a read on him, and they're going to keep doing that to him, is throwing it down in the dirt.
How many outs? 2 outs.
We got 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Runner in scoring position at second base. We got LA Major League Baseball Academy against Taiwan Chinese Taipei. There's the windup and the pitch. At ball number 2. 2-1. 2-1. 2-1 for Mr. White. Runners in scoring position. There is a lot of action in today's game, yes. It's a very exciting game. That last play was real close, and again, tie goes to the runner. So it's been real exciting here tonight. In fact, the runner took a nice little lead off from second base, and there's a called strike number 2. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs, runner at second base, bottom half of the 3rd inning here. If LA can get something going, they can put the pressure back on Taiwan. Pitcher gets a signal that he wants, and there's the windup. Looking at the runner at second base, steps off just to keep him honest. Here we go. Now the pitcher's back in, and there's the windup. And the pitch. Yeah, ball's in the dirt, but the catcher was able to control that ball from getting to the backstop for letting that runner at second base get over to third and get closer to the home plate. That's a good play by the catcher. And we got a full count now. We had a full count with 2 outs. What do you think, Coach? Would you send the runner from second base?
Possibility. You don't have to. You're not forced. There's no runner at first, so he doesn't have to go on a full count with 2 outs. But you never know. A game like this where nothing's really happened, you can maybe get something going, send them and see what happens. Jalen's done a good job at this at bat, a little bit better than the first at bat.
Now, he does have a large gap over to the right field side. Oh, and a swing and a miss. It looks like that ball was a little low also, Coach. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a really good pitch. I think he took a little bit off on that one. It's like a changeup or maybe just a little split finger that dropped.
Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for the Pony League Palomino World Series, the outlet shops of Laredo, Playmore, City of Laredo, Andy's Air Conditioning, Person Whitworth, Borchers Morales, Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue, Rotex, Advanced Spinal Solutions, Toxitine, Stat Emergency Center, Andy's Mobility, Liquid Studios, A-Rod Construction, Linedecker Construction, Sunbelt Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, Carlos A. Canales CPA, Blue Top Digital Reprographics of Laredo, and John 316. And again, we'd like to thank all you listeners out there listening in over the Pony League YouTube channel. Yes, Ozzy, we have a lot of action going here in today's game, brother. We wish you were out here checking it out with us. The weather's not that bad. Calvin, good job to Jordan. Yes, Jordan is doing an outstanding job today, Calvin. And we also have our fans coming in from Taiwan, cheering on the Taiwan team also. So we're here for both teams because it's an outstanding ball game today. You know, based on what Chinese Taipan or Taiwan did over the weekend series, I think a lot of people were thinking that this could be a quick game for Taiwan. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, that was a prediction, but this kid on the mound is doing a great job. Outstanding, Mr. Kitchen.
Next up is number 5. Number 5 for Chinese Taipan, Li Jin Hong. Li Jin Hong, number 5. That's a ball there for Lee. Not sure if it's 1-1 or 2-1 right now. We got a little behind there. That's another ball right there, ball 2. We got a 2-1, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
They lost that little thing again.
Oh, we lost that again. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to get the score tracker back up there on the screen for you guys. 3-1 count. He takes the ball to center field. Center fielder right underneath it on a line drive for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Right at him.
That ball was right at him. Looked like he took a couple of steps, and that was it.
These teams have been able to scout each other at least 2 or 3 games, which helps this late in the tournament. But at the beginning of the tournament, it's just hard to place your defense against these batters. But I'm pretty sure the coaches have been scouting these players and more or less get tendencies on where they hit.
Next up to bat is number 2, Dai P. Fong for Taiwan. Takes a chopper over to second base. Second baseman underneath it. Throws over to first. Out number 2. And a new thing that they brought into play here for this tournament is the pitch count. I know a lot of these, I guess in years past, they'd let them go and let them go and let them go. But you know, we're looking at guys that are 18 years and younger, you know, could actually ruin their arms after so many pitches and not a lot of rest. Next up to bat is number 6, Wang Po Sun. That's a strike number 1. And we'll talk a little bit more about that pitch count here once we get to the middle of the innings here. Nice hard hit ball between left center. Blows back in towards center field. Center fielder right underneath it for out number 3. That's a 1-2-3 inning for LA.
Cruising. Both pitchers are cruising. Great job by both kids.
Now, what do you think, Coach? Yeah, them bringing in the pitch count. I've seen it before in Little League. I've watched a Little League World Series from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And they have their clock in there that's showing them how many pitches they have. What do you think about the pitch count bringing in here into the Pony League?
I know that in high school it's been implemented the past 2 years, and I'm in big favor of it. But in tournaments, it's hard, you have to come to a tournament and be quick with 7 to 8 kids that can throw, and then you got to protect them, and it's a game within a game. You got to coach that and coach the game at the same time. So. And how are you going to use them? Are you going to save them? Because, if you reach a certain amount of pitches, you cannot pitch the next day. But am I in favor of it? Yes, I'm definitely in favor of it to protect the kids. Especially, like you said, Little League's had it for many years. High school just brought it up. I don't know about Pony, of how long they've had it. You said it's the first tournament that it's been around?
Yeah, from what I understand, they were talking that it was barely being implemented this year in the World Series tournament especially. And, like you said, it's to save those kids. They're throwing ball after ball after ball. And, some of these kids are throwing in the mid 80s. Maybe some hitting 90s, and that's a lot of pitches to go through in a day.
Yeah, sometimes as coaches, we go after the W instead of thinking of the health of the kid. So I think it's a good rule, and they should stay with it. If this is the first year they do it, to go ahead and implement it and have other kids. You never know. You might find a surprise from another kid that you weren't expecting to pitch.
And next up to bat is number 3 for the first up to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th is number 3, James Espalin. Takes the first pitch and takes it foul ball. Lands here in the crowd, so we got a little souvenir. Pony League souvenir for the crowd. Cheering you on from New Braunfels, Texas, for Mr. Kitchen. There's a hard hit ball over to the shortstop for out number 1. Shortstop was able to get in front of that one and take him out there. And next up to bat is number 17, Sean Lugo, the first baseman.
Maybe he has family here in Texas.
Yeah, Mr. Kitchen's got people everywhere. California, Texas, he's got them all over the place. He's got a big cheering section.
And every home, too, is inside the kitchen.
Yes, as a pun, he is in every home, yes. Mr. Cole Kitchen. We got Sean Lugo, number 17, up to bat now. He looking at 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th. Looks like the Taiwan pitcher is a little off right now on this one. He's throwing a couple of balls and threw one in the dirt right there in the first one. And he's back on the mark. Saying he was off the mark, and now he's back on the mark. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here, bottom of the 4th inning. And we got the score tracker right back up on the screen there for you guys. Every now and then we got to kick the hamsters into high gear and make sure that they're working.
That's the same pitcher now from Taiwan?
Yes, that is the same pitcher from Taiwan. Looks like we got Sean hits that ball deep into left field, trading over to the foul line there, but it is caught for out number 2 on LA.
We're having a hard time seeing that ball going into the left field corner. We have a big wall and a pole right in front of us, so we lose track of that ball. We'll watch the replay and let you know exactly what happened.
Next up to bat is number 19, James Williams. Yeah, sometimes I feel like Bob Uecker, the best seat in the house, right? James hits it right back up to the second baseman, picks it up, throws it over to first base for out number 3. That's the end of the 4th, ladies and gentlemen. Going into the top of the 5th inning, your score is still 0-0. Taiwan and Los Angeles.
Great game. A lot of good defense. They're putting the ball in play, but, they're making the plays. It's not like these kids are striking everybody out. They're throwing strikes, like I said before, pitching the contact and letting your defensive work, and they're doing the job. Outstanding game.
Yeah, I think so far we've only seen 1 or 2 strikeouts on either side. So the ball is being hit on both sides, like Mario was saying, making sure that defense gets to work. That's what we're here for. It's for the defense to get playing there, and they are holding and helping their pitcher out a lot. So again, here we are going into the 5th inning of a 7-inning game, I do believe. Is that correct, Coach?
Yes, sir. It's 7 innings.
7 innings, but it's 0-0, so we might go a little bit more than 7 innings tonight. Now, I think that's the way it should be in a championship game. Both teams playing their hearts out for the Palomino 2018 World Series Championship. Yeah, they're just throwing the ball around, getting ready to start the top half of the 5th inning. Coming up is number 8, Ku Win Yi for Taiwan. Cole Kitchen is still on a mount for LA, and there's the windup, the pitch. Looks like it was just a little bit inside for ball number 1. Yeah, we got a 1-1 count now on Ku. And he chops it over to the shortstop, able to handle the ball, takes it over to first base. Beautiful stretch by the first baseman for out number 1.
That's a great play by the shortstop and by the first baseman.
Now let me ask you this, Coach. Again, you've been in baseball around a lot. Can you coach something like that, or is it naturally, or what do you think?
It's hard to coach a talent like that or plays like that. You can work on them, but a lot of that comes from natural ability. That's mommy practicing her son in the backyard and getting him ready for daddy to coach him. But there's kids that can come in and play shortstop like that, or first base, and kids that are good outfielders and kids that are good catchers, and they'll find a position. Good coach will find a position, and usually your shortstop is one of your best athletes. They always say if you're solid up the middle, your shortstop, your second baseman, your center fielder, and your catcher, you'll have a decent team.
Right now we got a 1-2 count on number 11, Lin Chi Wei. Takes a hard hit ball over to the first baseman. Ooh, off the first baseman's glove. He looks like he was rounding first base, but the right fielder was able to get in front of it to hold that runner from getting anywhere else. So Lin will take that hit up to the first base for getting him on safely there on first base.
Yeah, that should be a hit.
Yeah, that beautiful hit. See how they scored here. They did score it as a hit. They got 2 hits up on the board right now. Next up is number 7, Yin Ku Chin for Taiwan. And there's the run. There's the steal to second base. There's the bunt down there. Ball was a little high by the catcher, so safe at first base also. You can watch the replay there. There's the bunt down to third baseline. Catcher fields the ball, but he throws it just a little bit high to get that runner out. But I tell you what, that runner was moving with authority down the first baseline.
Similar to a hit and run, but this is called a bunt and run, which is not seen too often, but they did it to perfection. And of course, you know how the bunt puts the defense on its toes, and you're trying to make a mistake, make something happen.
Next up, number 10, Chang Ku Yu, and we got a pass ball that's going to advance the runners. Now we got runners in scoring position, second and third base for Taiwan. One out here on the top of the fifth inning. Could this be the inning that Taiwan gets it started, or can LA shut them down?
Well, here's Mr. Cole right here, Mr. Kitchen here. He's going to have to toughen up. Los Angeles is playing their infielders in, so they're going for the play at home. You know, the infielders check the runner at third and then go one.
All right, here we go. And there's the pitch. Beautiful hit over to the shortstop. He's going to go to home with it. Oh, they got him in the rundown now. They're running him back and forth, and they got him out.
Great job.
Great job on that one. They did catch him in a rundown there. Coming home, the runners advance over to second and third again. So Taiwan does have runners again in scoring position. But like you said, Coach, the infield was playing shallow to play for something like that. So if you watch the replay here, he's going back and forth. And then there goes the runner coming across the second base. So he was able to get up on second base there. Next up, we got number 9, Ho Yin Lung.
Now it's going to take a 2-out hit. But the infield was in perfect, and probably the runner at third was going on contact. So as soon as that ball was hit, he was taking off. So, and here we go, ground ball to shortstop. Great job. And they were able to get out of it.
There you go.
Mr. Kitchen did a great job, and with his defense right behind him.
That was a beautiful hit ball over to the shortstop as you're watching it there. Shortstop was able to pick it up, take the runner out at first base. Again, a beautiful stretch by the first baseman to secure that third out there and to hold Taiwan from getting any runs on the board. So that top half of the inning there, Taiwan left 2 on base. They got a total right now of 3 hits, and they left 2 stranded on that inning there that probably could have blew it wide open for Taiwan if they were able to score. How you doing, everybody out there? I'm Duncan, that's Mario right over there. As you see him laughing, again, he's very humble. He's a humble coach. I've known Mario for many, many years now, since we moved here back in 85. From Houston. Houston better. Yeah, from the strong city of Houston. But here we are here at the Uni-Trade Stadium for the 2018 Palomino World Series. So what do you think so far, Coach?
I was looking at my watch. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we haven't even completed an hour of playing. I love that as a coach, to play a game within 2 hours, an hour and 45 minutes. You know, your pitcher's throwing strikes. You guys are making the play, and it's amazing. You know, I don't want to jinx this, but what a great game to be watching, and it's going quick. You know how they always complain that baseball takes forever. Well, these kids are playing it the way it's supposed to be played.
Hey, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the World Series sponsors, Tots to Teens, the City of Laredo, Linedecker Construction, as they're coming over the screen there, Danny's La Carreta en La Roca. It's one of our local eateries, and I'm sure that some of the teams were able to handle and have some of the nice food from Danny's. Laredo Air, as they say, chill out. And the outlet shops of Laredo. Up to bat is number 12, Steve Bermudez. Forgive my pronunciation, by the way. And we have a foul ball. Strike number 1 on Steve. Thank you very much, Chuck Belair, for that wonderful statement that you put there for us. Looks like you coached 15 Palomino World Series. Thank you very much for all your time and effort that you've put in. And yes, the stadium is beautiful out here in Laredo. Right now we got a 1-1 count on for Steve.
Chuck Blair?
Yeah, Chuck Blair. Thank you, Chuck. That ball was hit back up to the pitcher for out number 1. In the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Need to score a touchdown.
Ivan, I think you're in the wrong game, brother. LA needs to score a touchdown. Unless you're watching the Raiders or something on TV, brother. Baseball. We need to score 1 run. Home run. Next up to bat is number 16, Jonathan Robinson for LA. Nice pitch for a strike there. So if we're saying the clock is off by about 6 miles an hour or so, that's about an 80-mile-an-hour pitch right there. And there's the windup and the pitch. That ball looks a little high there. We got a 1-1 count now on Jonathan Robinson. No, thank you, Chuck, for everything that you did in California and the 15 years that you were there and helping out. Thank you very much for everything, Chuck. Looks like Jonathan was saying that he got hit by the ball there. The official is saying that it hit the end of the bat, though, hit the end of the bat. So let's see if we get a replay coming back up here and we can see if we can tell something. But the manager is over talking to the home plate umpire to see what he saw.
The first base umpires, I think he's going to come tell him otherwise, that he got hit in the wrist, but I don't know what's going to happen here. But the home plate umpire does need to go ask him. If not, he will not take his opinion, but he's going to go ahead and stay with that as a foul ball off the end of the bat.
Now it looks like they didn't ask for the opinion of the first base umpire, so we will take that foul ball. So it looks like it's 2-1. Ozzy says that Ivan is trolling. Ivan is trolling. Thank you, Ozzy, for your support, brother. Thank you.
What's that?
So here we go. Jonathan back up to bat. Pitcher gets his signal. There's the windup. And there's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's it. Mr. Robinson is retired on a strikeout there.
2 down.
We got 2 outs now here at the bottom half of the 5th inning. So thank you to the 362 people watching our broadcast of today's 2018 Palomino Pony League World Series.
How's the weather in Laredo?
Next up, number 22. Sean Blandino. The weather here in Laredo is beautiful here tonight. Probably in the upper 80s, low 90s. Nice breeze blowing in from looks like the southeast side. We got a strike number 2 on Sean. Laura, you're going to make us famous? Well, I do hope so, because I need the money. So here we go, 0-2 count on Sean. And he takes a foul ball. Holding on there is Sean with 0-2. So if the clock's reading 76, we add another 6 to that. That's an 82-mile-an-hour pitch there. And Sean's holding strong. Yeah, it is a beautiful night here in Laredo today. As Coach said earlier, it's a beautiful day for baseball. The sun is just starting to set here in Laredo, Texas. Lights are on here at the ballpark. Takes his first ball, 1-2 count for Sean. Let me see. Let me see if I can find my weather app and tell you guys exactly what is the weather right now in Laredo. Ooh, catcher's holding it steady. There's hopefully the umpire would give him the call, but it's a 2-2 count now. 2-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm trying to pull up the weather here for Ivan so he knows what it feels like here in Laredo right now. And pitcher gets a signal. There's the windup. And the pitch, nice hit ball over to the shortstop. Shortstop picks it up on one hop. Throws over to first for out number 3. That ends the inning.
Going to the 6th already.
Going into the top of the 6th inning, we still got a scoreless game, 0-0. Again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors, Carlos A. Canales CPA, Sunbelt Air Conditioning, Andy's Mobility, Liquid Studios, A-Rod Construction, Linedecker Construction, Stat Emergency Center, Tatsa Team Pediatrics, Rotex, Advanced Spine Pain Solution, Dr. Martinez, Rudy's, Real Texas Barbecue, City of Laredo, Pearson Whitworth, Borchers and Morales, the Outlet Shops of Laredo, Playmore, and Blue Top Digital Reprographics, and as always, John 316. Just to let you know there, Ivan, it's 90 degrees right now in Laredo, but we do have a nice southeasterly breeze coming in from, I guess, from the coastline about 2.5 hours away. Dad, thank you very much, Mr. Blair. I'm going to read his comments because I'm a little vain that way. Great job on the broadcast. I would love to have copies of our championships through the years. It is a great job for the kids. Yes, it's awesome for the kids that are participating in these World Series. You know, a lot of kids don't get the opportunity to make it to this point. You know, again, we started on Friday with the best 8 teams throughout the world. Here we are, number 4, Lin Chi Kai for Taiwan is up to bat now. The top half of the 6th inning.
I wonder what the pitch count is on these kids. These guys have it.
That is a ball number 1. I think we're going to try to figure out what the pitch count is. Oh, that's a nice sharp hit ball over to the second baseman. Second baseman picks it up over to first base for out number 1. We're going to try to get a pitch count for you guys so we can see what the actual count is and how much longer we got on both of these pitchers. Up next for Taiwan is number 5, Lu Qinghong. Sharp hit over to the third baseman. Third baseman was able to handle it, no problem, over to first base for out number 2. They're making this a real fast inning right now with 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. 0-0 score. Now, Ivan, just to let you know, they're pitching around the mid-80s. Up next for Taiwan is number 2, Dai Pi Feng. Trying to play a little short ball there. Yeah, they're pitching in the mid-80s to low 80s. Right now, that pitch was roughly around 80 to 81 miles an hour. So we got a strike number 1. He was trying to butt himself over. Held it out there, and that's a strike number 2 again now on Dai.
46 and 64.
Right now, Cole's throwing about 46 pitches, 47, 48 pitches for the game.
Oh, good play.
Nice hit over to the first baseman. First baseman handles it. Cole runs over to first base. Nice throw over to him for out number 3, and that ends the top half of the 6th inning.
That was a great play. You practice that. We practice that every day in defense workout. It's not a very easy play to do, but outstanding. The catch to begin with, and then the throw, having to hit the pitcher while he's moving. Great job by both of them.
Yeah, that is a very hard play. You know, the first baseman was playing deep on that one, so he moved a little bit over to his right side, was able to snag the ball on that one. And Cole, as a good pitcher does, supports his defense, and he runs over to first base for the catch and out. So he helped himself in the cause on that one. So I'm guessing right now Cole's probably throwing about 48 pitches.
That's 64.
And right now the Taiwan's coming up on defense, and he's holding at 64 pitches right now. So Cole's actually dueling a little bit better than the Taiwanese pitcher, even though Taiwan has 3 hits over the 1 for LA.
That's a very low pitch count on both kids.
Did they give you what's the max that they're going to cut off at?
I think it's 105.
105? All right, so we're looking at
It was 110, but I think they were saying yesterday 105.
105. 105 pitches is the cutoff for the pitchers. So it looks like there might be a complete game for both of the pitchers here today, and maybe even into extra innings, because we're here at the bottom half of the sixth inning. Unless the home team can do something right now, we got one more inning. It's still ties 0-0.
We're an hour and 7 minutes into the game.
Hour and 7 minutes into the game, so this is a quick game. Very quick game, hour and 7 minutes. You know, this morning I was in San Antonio, Texas, and it takes me 2.5 hours to get down from San Antonio to Laredo. So this game is actually going quicker than my drive.
My son is a huge Laker fan, so I hope you guys are looking forward to the season like he is. I know you all have the Clippers and the Lakers to follow, but he's pretty excited of LeBron going over and the other players they were able to get.
Well, let's see what happens with how they do this year. I myself coming from Houston, I'm a big Rockets fan. I'm not a typical Laredoan who likes the Spurs. I'm a Rockets fan. I'm hated in this area. Next up for LA is number 13, Jalen Parks. Takes a ball in the dirt for ball number 1. Yeah, we'll see how King James works out for LA this year. I know we're kind of all over the place from baseball and basketball, but we like to talk about sports, guys. There's a nice cut there by Mr. Parks, fouls it off. That's a 1-1 count now for Mr. Parks. Here we go, 1-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Pitcher gets a signal, and it's the windup. And the pitch.
It's going to come down to whoever gets the break. These kids don't look like, I don't know if they have any home run power or not, but it's going to come up to, you know, an error or a base hit or a walk or something at a crucial situation. And I always say in a tight game like this, the home team has the advantage.
And Mr. Parks puts a little blooper in the center field. The center fielder gets under it. Beautiful catch. Slides in there and catches that ball. There it comes right there on your screen. Beautiful catch by the center fielder. Tracking that ball down with a little slide there. Holding it in. Yeah, I think for the tournament, the only team that's had a home run out of these two has actually been LA, is the only team that's had a home run. So they have the advantage by 1. Next up to bat is number 1, Jordan Koo for LA.
Hour and 10 minutes and we're
What's going on, Ryan? Going great, bud.
What's going on?
He wants to get rosters.
Next door.
Yeah,
He has a picture of him.
Okay. He's got his picture.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Ryan. That's a ball number 1 on Jordan. They appealed that one down to the third base umpire, but he did say that it was a ball. Whoa, right back at us. I'm trying to be nice to Jordan there, and he puts one right back at us here.
You know what they did next door? They raised
The window?
the windows up. You get more of the sound of the game. I don't want to get up there and have an open.
There's a nice foul ball by Jordan. Those are unlocked already. There you go. Yeah, Ivan, just so you know, Ivan, we did open our windows in the booth here, and we got a nice breeze blowing in on us now, Ivan, just so you know. Here we go, 1-2 count on Jordan Koo. We go to 2-2 now. Here we go, 2-2 count for Jordan. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Pitcher's getting his sign. That's a big swing and a miss for Jordan Koo for out number 2. Thanks for the update. Don't worry about it, Ivan. We want to keep you in the loop, brother. Want to make sure you understand what's going on down here in Laredo.
Assuming he's a Texas Ranger catcher.
Hey, Ivan, a quick question. We see that your name is Ivan Rodriguez. You're the catcher for the Texas Rangers by any chance? Next up, number 11, Jalen White. Jalen takes a nice chop roll to third base, goes foul. Foul ball, strike number 1. Taiwan does not have to lose twice. Neither team has to lose twice. It's a one and done since it's a championship game from what I understand. So I take it you're not the catcher then, Ivan, since I get everyone thinks that LOL. And that is a ball number 1 for Jalen. Yeah, again, this is the championship game is a one and done, so whoever wins this game is the winner takes all. Winner takes all tonight. Ooh, that's a called strike on Jalen. Bring up a 1-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Thank you, Brian. That's right, 1 game and done. If not, we'd be here all night long. That's a ball number 2, 2-2. Yeah, following tonight's game, we're going to go ahead and have the presentation, the championship presentation, and I believe they have some best hitting and trophies to pass out for the tournament team, stuff like that, right after tonight's game. He takes that pitch in the dirt. It was dropped by the catcher, but he takes over to first base, and that's the end of the inning. After 6 complete innings of play here in Laredo, Texas at Uni-Trade Stadium, your score is still 0-0. Here's some crowd noise. Okay, the crowd stopped right when I was going. The Tecos team is actually a Mexican League baseball team. It's equivalent to a AAA team in the Major League. They do play on both sides of the border. Since we are on the Texas-Mexican border, the Tecos de los Dos Laredos, as they're known, play here in Laredo and also in Nuevo Laredo, Mexico, not Laredo, Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. And I believe it's still La Junta Park, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they have a new venue.
Well, they have a new venue. Back when I was in the younger days, we used to go to La Junta Park and back in the day. So yes, they do play on both sides of the border. A AAA team out of Mexico. And that's our advantage of being here on the border. We're able to get those international teams over here. And a lot of these guys are some of the guys that don't really make it in the Major League Baseball in their farm system, and they go and play in the Mexican League. And they actually get called up into the Major League. So there have been players that have played on the Mexican League side. They get called up and play here in the Major League Baseball farm system also, and some actually making it to the show.
Fernando Valenzuela.
The biggest name would have been Fernando Valenzuela. I believe he pitched for California, if I'm not mistaken. The pitcher for the Dodgers, Fernando Valenzuela, was out of the Mexican League. There you go, a little bit of history. Next up for Taiwan, we have number 6, Wang Po Shun. He's got 1 strike on him now. Nice hard ball down to the left field side. Gets into the corner. He's turning 2. Coming in, sliding in at second base. And Taiwan is knocking on the door. Here we go. We had a nice hit ball to the left field side. Got into the gap. Takes second base. Now Taiwan is up. Number 8. Ku Win Yi. And looks like they're going to play a little short ball to move them over.
Yeah, it's a bunting situation for Taiwan. Foul ball.
Yeah, he held that bat there a little long and fouled it off. Looks like he might have, the vibration might have hurt his hands just a little bit. That's right, here comes the bunt. Exactly, Brian. That's that small ball that Taiwan likes to play. There's the windup. And there's the pitch. Stands in there to butt it again. Fouled it off against, and that's 2 strikes now on Koo. Now, what do you think? What would you do in this situation, Coach? Would you let him bunt it away, or would you let him go ahead and swing away?
Coach knows their kid. I don't know how good of a bunter he is, but usually he'll just take the bunt away and let him swing away. But you never know.
All right, here he goes. Nice sharp ball over to the shortstop. Fields it nicely. Takes it over to first for the first out here at the top of the 7th inning. But Taiwan does have a runner in scoring position now. With that hit over to the shortstop, it advanced the runner to third base as you hear the crowd here from Taiwan starting to get loud.
Shortstop he looked over at third base to see if he could throw him. It was kind of the runner coming to third, kind of in nowhere's land. You don't want to go if the ball's hit in front of you, and he kind of did a little bit. He got away with it, but good job of at least getting the out.
So next up to bat for Taiwan is number 11, Lin Chai-Wee. Now he has a runner in scoring position 90 feet away. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. This is the last inning unless we go into extra innings.
Infield's playing in. This is not a walk-off situation because Los Angeles is the home team and they will get their crack at the bat in the bottom of the 7th.
So here we go. There's the pitch. It looks a little bit outside for ball number 1. That is correct. Los Angeles is the home team today. So if Taiwan does score, Los Angeles has a chance to avenge that score and bring it in for themselves. That's a called strike. That's a 1-1. 1-1, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Runner at third base. There's a windup and the pitch. Runner's coming.
Suicide. That's a suicide squeeze.
Looks like they had the suicide squeeze on, but to no avail, the ball went foul. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen one of those. That would have been nice.
Yeah, as a coach, I don't like that play. He popped it up. He would have caught it. It would have been a double play, and they would have been in the dugout. But like I said, you know your kids. You know what you got to do. You have to have a real smart base runner at third base and a really good bunter to pull that off.
So here we go. 1-2 is the count with 1 out. Mr. Kitchen on the mound. There's a windup and the pitch. Ball just a little bit outside. The catcher kind of walked the runner back to third base. There was no defensive player on third base there to throw it back. So we got a 2-2 count now on Lin. Wind up and the pitch. Takes it outside again. Ball number 3. We got a full count now on Lin. This is the last. I think this is the last thing that. Mr. Kitchen wants to do is put another base runner on and put the pressure on himself and his team. That's a foul ball. Yeah, Brian Fan, that's an excellent comment there, Brian. Some of these Taiwan players already have professional league skills. Very true. From what we're seeing right now from this 18 and under team, they're outstanding. They're outstanding. They're smart base runners, smart hitters, smart fielders. Here we go, a full count. There's a windup on the pitch. Foul ball over to the third baseline. Foul ball still hanging in there. Lin still hanging in. He's giving Mr. Kitchens a little bit of trouble this inning right now.
Mr. Kitchen's blowing up and coming up to the task of keeping these kids from scoring. He's a pitch away from we'll see what happens. You know, we still got 1 out, full count.
So here he goes, getting back on the mound. Yeah, it's true. Even if he walks him right here, that puts him in a double play situation, hopefully to get him out of the inning there without any damage. Oh, there's a strike on the corner. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, correction. That was a ball. So there's that walk right there. Now LA is now in a double play situation. So it looks like the shortstop and the second baseman are going to play for a double play depth there, depending on what the Taiwan does. Next up to bat for Taiwan is number 7, Yen Ku-chen. Yen Ku-chen.
I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with their corners. I think they're up the middle. They will play for a double play, and their corners might play to check the runner at third. But these kids from Taiwan, they can fly. So it's not going to be, a tailor-made double. It's got to be a tailor-made double play to get these guys because they're really, really quick.
Yeah, I think they need to hit the ball right back to the second baseman to really turn it really fast, because from what we've seen so far, these kids from Taiwan they're amazing, and they can fly down the baseline. Yeah, also for LA, also these kids are very fast. Also from LA, yeah, they had a little powwow out there on the mound. Coach comes out, probably settling down Mr. Kitchens there, telling him, hey, it's all right, relax, settle down. We still got this. We get a double play. So right now they're holding the runner at first. They're in double play depth. Mr. Yin is up to bat.
Third baseman will probably ground ball to third baseman. He's going to check the runner going home.
And there's a run. There's a bunt. There's that squeeze play. Throwing to first place. He's out at first. Runner comes over to third. Ball gets away from the third baseman. Woo! The squeeze play. The squeeze play works out great for Taiwan. The runner from third was going. The guy at first base was running.
It could have gotten ugly for the offense.
It could have gotten really bad there for a second, because that runner at first was going. He was going on the pitch. The runner from third was going on the pitch. Squeeze play worked to perfection. They get the out at first, but they do have a runner sitting at third base now. But we have something going on over there.
Not bad. They were able to get the out, so they're out. They're down to 2 outs now. So it wasn't all that bad. And of course, they have their last at bat, so they'll be fine.
All right, next up to bat for Taiwan is Chang Kun-yu, number 10. But Taiwan is first on the board now with the 1-0 lead right now in the top of the 7th inning. Come on, Marcus, stay around with us, brother. Stay around with us. Have some faith. Have a little bit of faith. There's the windup. Nice hit ball over to third base, but it is foul ball. Now that's 82 miles an hour. We add 5 to that, so that's an 87 mile an hour pitch for Mr. Kitchen, going late here in the 7th inning. That was a great strategy by Taiwan. They had that squeeze play, button run going. Everybody was moving. Brought in their first run of the game here in the 7th inning. And there's the windup and the pitch. Sharp hit ball up the middle. Run number 2 for Taiwan across the board.
That's a huge 2-out single there.
2-out single right up the middle for Taiwan. Scoring their second run, of course. Runner is safe at first, so here we go. Taiwan up now. 2-0 at the top of the 7th inning. Again, this is the latest Taiwan is scored. Yeah, this game has been tight the entire game. It was a 0-0 game going into the top of the 7th inning. Next up the bat is number 10 for Taiwan. I'm sorry, number 9 for Taiwan. Ho Yi Lung. That's a ball number 1. There's the windup. He's takes it over to first base to check the runner. Runner is safe at first. Again, we'd like to thank everybody for listening in here listening into the 2018 Palomino World Series in Laredo, Texas. Oh, and he gets him at first base. Mr. Kitchen gets out of the inning, picks the runner off at first base. But ladies and gentlemen, the damage has been done here in the top of the 7th inning. Chinese Taipan from Taiwan is leading 2-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 outs separates the end of the game, or if we keep moving on to the next extra innings here. LA needs to muster up some runs here at the bottom half of the 7th inning to keep this game going. Now, Coach, you've been in these situations before. going into in a championship game, being down by a run or two. What do you tell your players as they walk into the dugout?
Well, the batters, I'm going to tell them to start, take a strike. Let the pitcher work, and don't go after the first pitch. Just especially the leadoff batter. Just be patient and just manufacture a couple of runs. 2 runs is nothing. In baseball, anything can happen. Just be patient. These kids have been hitting this kid. They've been putting the ball in play, and anything can happen. Just like exactly what happened with Taiwan right now. They manufactured some runs. They put pressure on the defense, and they came through with a couple of runs. So Los Angeles, be patient at the plate.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of patience. They have gotten to him today. They've hit the ball really well. Although the scoreboard only shows 1 hit, but they've been able to get it to the outfield, deep into the outfield. Again, LA is the only team here right now that has hit a home run between themselves and Taiwan. They're the only team that's hit a home run. So that's what it takes. You get 1 runner on, and then there's 1 swing of the bat over the fence, and we're tied. We're tied. It's a tied ball game. So we still have hope. Going into the bottom half of this inning.
That is number 3, James Spalding.
Yeah, Ivan, to answer your question, do I think that they have a chance to catch up like Mexico did? Yeah, they do. LA is a great team from what we've seen over the weekend, and they have a good chance of catching up and tying this game up. Right now we got number 3, James Spalding, up to bat.
Where are we in the lineup? What batters? 3, 4, and 5? Yeah.
So next up we got the 3, 4, and 5 up to bat.
That's the meat of the lineup.
The meat of the lineup for LA. We got a 2-0 right now on James. Yeah, he takes a called strike there. Sorry, 1-1. 1-1. That's 78 miles an hour. Add 5 to that. So he's pitching again in the low 80s. Still has it going through 7 innings. Nice hit up the middle. Second baseman bobbles the ball, gets it over to first, not in time. Not in time. That was a sharp hit ball over to the second baseman. He bobbles the ball, letting James get onto first base. Real close play at first base either way.
Great job of hustling down the line.
Yeah, and that's that hustle. That's that speed that we were talking about earlier, the not quitting. Here we go.
Ball seemed to be hit off the end of the bat, and it kind of, like with a spin, and it got in his glove and just kind of spinned out. Very unfortunate for the second baseman, but a break for Los Angeles.
So next up we got number 17, Sean Lugo. They're going to chase the runner back to first base, make sure he's staying honest there.
No picks, just one base at a time. Don't get picked off.
They got to play some smart baseball now. They got a couple of gaps out there. If they can drive it through the gap, I think they'll be able to help their cause out here. Chasing James right back over to first base there. So here we are, bottom of the 7th inning. Taiwan leading 2-0. Mr. Lugo's up to bat here with a runner on first base, no outs. Adds the windup. And it looks like that is a ball. Takes a called ball on that one. 1-0 is the count. So right now the defense of Taiwan is, they got to hold them here. They want to win this championship right now here in regular innings. They need to hold LA, but LA is not going to have any of that. There's a nice hit ball over to the shortstop. Flips it over to the second baseman. Double play for Taiwan, bringing them 1 out closer to the championship.
That hurts.
Yeah, they were looking to get the ball in play, but the shortstop was playing in a double play depth there, and he was able to stop that from going up the middle. Flips it over to second base. Second baseman flips it over to first. Double play. So here we are, the bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs. It looks like there's going to be a pinch hitter coming in, a pitching or batting change there. We'll get you the name of the gentleman coming up right now. Looks like number 20, George Eves. It looks like number 20, George Eves. So here we go. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. George Eves is the designated hitter right now. They switched him out there. So here we go. Let's see what George can do if he can keep LA in the game here. There's the windup. And the pitch. Looks like that was a ball. That's about 81 mile an hour ball right there by the pitcher. And the windup and the pitch. Oh, it's a little high there. 2-0 for George. 2-0. You're going into this situation, Coach. You got 2 outs. Bottom half of the inning here. As a player, what do you think these guys are feeling or thinking right now?
Well, as a pinch hitter, he's got a lot of pressure. He's been on the bench all day, and here we go. He pops it up. Shallow right field. Second baseman's camped. Game over.
That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your 2018 Palomino Pony League World Series champions. From Taiwan, Chinese Taipan. One great ball game here this evening in Laredo, Texas at Uni-Trade Stadium. Taipan didn't get on the board until the top of the 7th inning. Both pitchers were great tonight. They were dueling back and forth, and it came down to, I guess, errors in luck. I guess it was a nice hitting. Small ball. The small ball, came out for Taiwan, and they were able to go ahead and put their runners over in scoring position and get them into the ball game, get the runs in. And we'd like to thank everybody out there for listening to us today. Ivan and all you guys, thank you very much, guys. My hat's off to LA. They played a great game. Mr. Cole Kitchen was on fire today with pitching. Just small ball kind of took over for Chinese Taipei, for Taiwan, and they were able to bring home the victory. But again, my hat's off to all the teams that played this weekend here for the 2018 Palomino Pony League World Series. Again, for Coach Garcia and myself, Kenneth Duncan, we'd like to thank you guys for listening in. Sit back, relax, enjoy the championship ceremony. Ceremonial bow by Chinese Taipei over to the audience and to the field. We did have a nice crowd here tonight. And there they go. Your 2018 Palomino World Series champions, Chinese Taipei. Again, thank you all very much for listening in today. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you and God bless. From Uni-Trade Stadium, good night.
Test. Real quick, we're not going to take long because I know some of these teams need to get back home, but I want to say President Laredo Pony and just give both teams a big round of applause. This is what a real World Series championship game should be. Chinese Taipei, congratulations on winning the World Series here, first time in Laredo, Texas. Awesome job. Los Angeles, California, again, What a show. Came down to the end, and that's what this game's about. This is what, I mean, it's an amazing game. Thank you all the fans that came out from the city of Laredo. Parks and Rec guy, JJ Gomez to the field. Just an amazing event. JJ, there you are. Again, I'm going to hand it over to the pony officials. We will be back next year, 2019, to make it even better.
Again, thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and I just had a short message to tell my daughter,
Again,
Katie. Baby,
congrats
good
again.
night, Daddy will be
Safe travels back home, and God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, first of all, on behalf of Pony Baseball, we want to thank all of you all coming out here and supporting this 2018 Palomino World Series. We brought you what we promised. Excitement. We brought you some players that knew how to come and play baseball. These are true champions, and we brought you the true champions here for the first time here in Laredo, Texas, and we're going to bring them back again. They played their hearts out. They played for their own teammates. They played for the coaches, but most of all, they came out here to play for you all. So guys, one more time, please give these people a round of applause. Excellent job. Excellent job. We wish them both luck as they travel back home, okay? Hopefully, what we're going to provide them tonight is going to just be a little memory for them to remember that hopefully some of these players and some of these teams will come back again. So again, we congratulate them. I'm going to ask the directors to start off with the runner-ups. We're going to provide them their medallions. Do I have my ERA one? Okay. Again, while we're waiting, we'll present the awards to Los Angeles. Again, I also want to thank all the people who made this possible for this 2018 World Series. To the city of Laredo, top notch as always. You're always out here doing the best, and we really appreciate that very much, Laredo. And now for some memories, the Ghost of Los Angeles is their runner-up flag for them to remember this for here in Laredo for the 2018 Palomino. Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And now introducing the world champions coming out of Taipei. Again, 2018 Palomino World Champions. Thank you very much, Coach. Great job.
Sweep this game, out of the water. But LA held strong all the way through the end to the top of the seventh inning when Taipei finally got over the home plate there and scored. So again, your final score here tonight in 7 innings, Chinese Taipei takes out Los Angeles Major League Baseball Academy 2-0. 2-0 is your final score here tonight from Uni-Trade Stadium at the 2018 Palomino World Series, Pony League World Series here in Laredo, Texas. Yeah, David, that's right. Hats off to all the teams that participated here in the World Series. We started Friday here in Laredo, Texas. A lot of teams didn't really know where Laredo was at, and let me find the list here of the teams that participated, so I don't leave anybody out. We had the East Zone champions out of Youngstown, Ohio, the South Zone champions out of San Antonio, Texas, the Palomino Mexican team from Hermosillo, Mexico, the Puerto Rico All-Star team from Puerto Rico.
Okay, guys, let's continue. We also have a couple of awards that we would like to give out throughout this whole tournament. We actually have a champion for the earned run average. Actually comes out to the Chinese Taipei winner, and he's going to introduce the name.
Number 17, 江国谦，防御率王。
Thank you so much, very much. That goes to you. Okay? Earned run average.
Raise it up, raise it up.
This is the batting champion. And the next one we have also goes to China Taipei, is the batting average. And that goes to?
严国进，打击率王。
Congratulations, man. Job well done. Congratulations. Thank you, man. Oh, yes. We'll do this one next. No, this one first.
I'm going to get his name for you right now.
Can I get two group shots? Hold on.
Hold on, Coach.
Hold on.
Okay, one more thing again. It cannot all be done without the big help of Laredo. So at this time, I need Richard Rosa to come up front. Richard, for all the hard work. I know it's not a one-day tournament. It's a 4-day tournament. It takes months and months to put it together. You did an exceptional job, as you do always. So I'll give you this plaque, Pony Baseball Softball, in appreciation for hosting the 2018 Palomino World Series. Thank you so much, Richard. Great job.
Thank you, Abel. At the end of the day, yes, it's a lot of work, but the biggest winners are all these kids that participated in our World Series, and I'm very grateful to be part of it. There's a lot of people behind me that have been supportive, and I'm very thankful for our sponsors that really made this thing happen. And when I say thankful and grateful, I am very thankful for all those sponsors that believed in bringing this World Series. And to finish it this way, this is a classic World Series, and thank you both teams again. What a show. Thank you all. Thank you again, parents and fans, for coming out here. I know we had visitors from Houston, San Antonio, participating all the way from California, staying back. Thank you all again, and we'll be back next year. Thanks again.
Here from Uni-Trade Stadium, your final score for the Palomino World Series. Your winner is Taiwan, 2-0 over LA MLB Academy. Thank you very much, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. God bless.